Before we get going, I've got a question for you. You're playing at a Cuff level. You're playing at an All-America level. Is that something that you even give much thought to, or, where does that kind of rate in your mindset of the way that you go during the season?
I try not to, think too much about it. I just go out there and kind of just, just play the game as it goes. I don't try to, do too much or do more than just playing the game itself and just playing football. So I try not to think too much about it. I just try to go out there and just play my game.
So then what's your motivator? When you play, what's your motivator?
Just to win the game. As long as we win the game, that's really all that matters to me. It wouldn't matter to me if I had, 2 yards or receiving or whatever. As long as we win the game, that's all that matters to me.
Okay. Sorry for hogging up the beginning part of the questions. So you know the drill here. We're going to run all the different media folks one at a time, okay? So members of the media, if you have a question for wide receiver Tylan Wallace, please click raise hand. Our first question is going to come from Chris Becker from the O'Colly. Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, Tylan, how you doing today?
Hey, I'm good.
So, after such a tough and emotional loss, you said that you and some of the other seniors are, stepping up and trying to keep the positive mood in the locker room. How are you doing that, and how are you going about, making sure everyone's in the, in a positive mood and not harboring on that loss too much?
I think it really wasn't too bad. I think the day after when guys came in, everybody had a pretty good attitude. Nobody was really just too down on themselves. But guys like leaders on the team, we kind of just make sure guys weren't too down and make sure they had the motivation really to keep going and make sure we didn't take a day off, because we know that K-State's not taking a day off, so we can't take a day off. So I think the key thing was just making sure everybody was on point and ready for the next one.
Right, and this is a midway point of the season now. How important is having that positive motivation and that positive headspace at this point going forward?
Oh, it's probably one of the most important things really at this point in the season. We still still have a lot of football left to play, and we can't just take those games off. We lost this game. We just take the rest of the season off. It doesn't work like that. So we got to keep going and make sure everybody's up and still has a positive attitude.
Awesome. Thank you, Tylan.
Our next question is going to come from Garen Emig from the Tulsa World. Go ahead, Garen.
Good to see you again, Tylan. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good.
Very cool. Spencer Sanders describes himself as a perfectionist. Do you notice that about him?
Definitely, yeah. He goes in practice. You can see it. He anytime he makes a mistake, or if he has a ball thrown, just maybe even just a little overthrown, underthrown, whatever it is, he'll come over, talk to you about it, say, "This is what I need to do. I did this and that," and he'll just go really into full detail about what he did wrong and what he needs to fix. So as far as saying he's a perfectionist, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. And when things come off for perfectionists, there can be like an emotional toll on them because they want to be on point all the time. What do you do? What can you do? What can your teammates do to sort of rally support for someone like that who expects so much of him when the few times things go off track a little bit?
Definitely just try to stay positive the whole time. Go over there, talk to him, let him know, just try to pick him up really. When you have guys like that just, they try to do everything right 24/7, and, when they make a mistake, they're really hard, and he's hard on himself. So when you have guys like that, you got to go over, you got to talk to them, got to make sure their energy is up and make sure they're staying positive.
Very cool. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Our next question is going to come from Frank Bonner from the Tulsa World. Go ahead, Frank.
Hey, Tylan, how's it going?
Hey, good.
I know you just talked about, guys not being too down, but I just wanted to ask, what was the intensity like in practice?
It was pretty good. Honestly, I don't think everybody didn't really take it, not that everybody didn't take it hard, but I think they put it in the past. We didn't really let it linger for too long. Everybody realizes that we still have goals that we still want to reach, and everybody is, I think, on that same mindset, and everybody realizes that we need to keep pushing forward if we want to achieve those goals.
And then after a loss like Saturday, going into K-State, how important is it for you guys to come out in that game and really start off on the right foot, in that first quarter?
Oh, it's very important. I mean, we can't come out and just kind of loaf around and, just be down on ourselves. K-State's not going to come out and give us any slack, so we can't go out there and just kind of play down not to our level. So we have to go out there and be prepared for them.
All right, thank you.
All right, last couple questions for Tylan. Our next one is going to come from Scott Wright from the Oklahoman. Go ahead, Scott.
Tylan, you've seen quite a few different offensive coordinators here. What is notable about Casey Dunn as an offensive coordinator?
Just the way he kind of dials up plays, I guess. I guess the fact that he's been my receiver coach since I've been here, so I kind of somewhat have a feel for how he does things and what he wants to do. So just having him as an offensive coordinator, he really understands the game of football and what needs to be done and in certain situations. So I think just overall his understanding of really the game of football and his play calling is really just a key thing that stands out to me.
So do you think he kind of came to play calling pretty naturally? Do you think it came to him naturally?
For sure. We come in and some weeks and he has new plays written up for us, and he goes through and explains them to us why he did this and that. So I think it was kind of just like you said, kind of a natural thing for him. He was kind of, meant to, call plays really.
Good stuff. Thanks, Tyler.
And our final question is going to come from Ryan Breden from the Oak Collie. Go ahead, Ryan.
Hey, Tylan. So one of the recurring themes on the offense this year has been the offensive line with the injuries, and as Coach Gundy would call it, the musical chairs that you guys had to do up there. So you lost 2 starters in the first game, and then on Saturday another starting lineman went down. I just wanted to know how those injuries and the inexperience up front kind of affects you guys overall as an offense.
Yeah, obviously it hurts when you have starting guys and they get hurt, and the next guy just has to step up. Nothing we can really do about it. The next guy has to be able to step in and do his job, and we expect the same from no matter who's in there to execute their job. So obviously when starting guys get out there and they get hurt, that hurts us as a team, but we expect the same, play level or level of play from the next guy up. So no matter what, we expect the same from everybody.
Do you think it kind of in a way handcuffs what the offense can do and the play calling and all that stuff just based on what those guys know how to do and what their experience level is?
Definitely. I think that's really just any offense. You look at your personnel and you look at their strengths and their weaknesses and you call plays accordingly. So depending on who's in there, you know what plays would probably go well for them and what plays wouldn't go well for them. So I think just with really any offense, you look at personnel and you kind of decide a game plan from there.
So my last thing would be, what is your personal confidence level in the offensive line and those guys and knowing that they'll do their job every day?
I expect the same no matter what. I expect the same that I did before the season even started that I do now. I expect them to go out there. I expect them to dominate like we have been this whole season. So I can't say my expectations really haven't changed.